Welcome, combatants, to another day in the arena. It's your boy James, aka NeuralNet Games, and today I'm bringing you my Sprouted Egon deck. Yeah, it's a stupid name, I know. This deck has so much cool synergy. It allows you to get your turn 3 Egons out and have a bunch of cards in the graveyard. And there's just so many synergies from turn 1, 2, 3 to 4. You can just curve out so hard. This deck can just absolutely roll. I built this deck to do a couple things. One, to roll against control and to be very good against mono white, because we have a bunch of cards in here that make mono white's life very difficult with, Death Touch and Shambling Ghast and strong creatures that can Blizzard Brawl and just a lot of good stuff. Do you think I got any of those matchups? Hardly any. I got shoved up against mono black control all day long. And so, fair warning, I am salty in these games because what you don't see in these games is the previous 20 games I played. I played probably 25 total games today, 3 non-mono black decks. I don't know why MTG Arena feels the need to shove you against certain decks in ranked at certain times. I just don't understand it. Why isn't it just platinum versus platinum? Platinum 4 versus platinum 4. There's got to be enough players to do that. Or even platinum 4 versus platinum 3. Or any platinum versus any platinum. There should be no deciding what deck plays what deck. It makes no sense because I pay attention to the meta. I do this for a living. I try and build decks that help you guys play the meta, beat the meta, do good things against the meta, and have fun doing it and rank up. But if the algorithm just decides that you're gonna play mono black all day, what's the point? It's so ridiculous. Make sure and comment, let me know what you think. This is one of the most egregious examples I've ever come across, which is why I was so salty today, because I know this deck rocks and it is super fun. So comment, let me know your experience, try the deck. Let me know if you get shoved up against mono black, because I'm really curious and frankly, I'm sick of it. Okay, enough of that. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so when I put out these decks, you're notified. And, let's get to the deck tech here. So, okay. Did I say subscribe? I said subscribe, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I am so angry today that I'm having a hard time thinking. I literally have a headache right now because of how hard I had to work trying to figure out what to do with this deck. Okay, 2 Bloodchief's Thirst. 4 Champion of the Perished. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. We've got 4 Shambling Ghast to help with that. We've got 4 Undead Butlers. We've got 2 Graf Reavers. And we've got 3 Fell Stingers. So lots of zombies to proc that can get out of control pretty quickly. Shambling Ghast we talked about. Yes, I've got Blizzard Brawl in here and I'm not running Snowlands. I didn't want to have to deal with the slowness of the tapped, 2-color Snowlands. It's just too painful. And yes, you could run Faceless Havens if you did it. I don't think we really care about the Indestructible that much because Graf Reaver, 3 toughness on turn 2, can very often Blizzard Brawl, a Luminarch, whatever you need. Egon has 6 toughness and a Bloodvial Purveyor has 6 toughness. So very often we are going to out toughness our opponent's creatures anyways. And I just think it's a very good 1-mana kill spell. And I didn't want to run Snowlands. Comment, let me know what you think. Deathbonnet Sprout. So good in this deck. And it allows, there's 2 cards that allow Egon to be good on turn 3. This is the first. So here's the main combo. This is the reason why I built the deck. So Deathbonnet Sprout, at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform it. And then it transforms into the Deathbonnet Hulk. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile a card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it becomes a 3/3. Then we go, so turn 1. Turn 2, Undead Butler. Mill 3 cards. And you get a 1/2, and you get board wipe protection because when Undead Butler dies, you may exile it. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Then we have Egon, God of Death. 6/6 Death Touch for 3 mana, 2 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile 2 cards from your graveyard. If you can't, you sack them and draw a card, okay? So what does that mean? We go here, we go here. We have 4 cards in the graveyard. On turn 3, We have 5 cards in the graveyard already from the Deathbonnet Sprout twice and 3 from the Undead Butler. And then if we even can keep this alive one more turn, we get 3 turns out of Egon. And Egon also has on the backside the Throne of Death for 1 black mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. And then for 3 mana, exile a creature card from your graveyard, draw a card. So, you know, his own Throne of Death synergizes very nicely with him. This is a very strong 3-turn play because very often with how many creatures are in here, you're going to have a Deathbonnet Sprout at 3/3 on turn 3 or 4. And so, you know, by turn 4, you can have a 4/4 Deathbonnet Sprout, a 1/2 Undead Butler, a 6/6 Egon, and a 5/6 Bloodvial Purveyor. That is a very hard, strong curve. But do you think that happened to me today? Almost none. Almost none. I can't even remember playing Egon on turn 3. Maybe once out of like 25 games did I actually line the combo up. Should not be that hard. It's not that hard, and it's so good when it happens. We also have so many other good combos in here. So let's talk about the Willow Geist. 1/1 trample. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Willow Geist. So when do cards leave? Oh, how about the Skyclave Shade? The Skyclave Shade, when you recast it, leaves the graveyard. Egon, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, leaving the graveyard. Throne of Death, exile a creature card from your graveyard, leaving the graveyard. So can build up pretty quickly when you line things up. Graf Reaver. When Graf Reaver exploits a creature, destroy target planeswalker, and it does 1 damage to each turn. Good for mid-game if you're playing, you know, somebody who has a planeswalker. You think I lined that up once? Not a chance. Not a chance against all those games against Mono Black. Never killed a planeswalker with it once. It's really just mostly there to curve out, right? Turn 2, 3/3 is very good, right? Another good way to play is Champion of the Perished into Graf Reaver, into Fellstinger, or, you know, something along those lines, like even like Shambling Ghast into Undead Butler into Egon God of Death is good. Because what you're going to do is things are going to die. They're going to go into the graveyard. And as you play Blizzard Brawl or Bloodchief's Thirst as well, your graveyard builds up so that Egon can actually stay in play. Fellstinger is just, you know, so good on turn 3 as well, right? A 3/2 Death Touch. You can draw some cards if you've got a Ghast out. You can pump up your Champion of the Perished. You can just, you know, you have so many good turn 1, 2, 3, and 4 plays to just, you just got to line things up once in a while. Shuffler hated me today. It hated my life. Algorithm hated me. Shuffler hated me. Okay. Bloodvial Purveyor. Such a great 4-drop, but be careful. You're playing a control deck. You're mid-game. They've got 8 or 9 lands. This guy becomes bad. Because what happens is they start casting spells. They start digging through their deck to get to their combo. You know, they just need a Hullbreaker. They just need a Doomscar, something like that. So amazing on the curve against a decent amount of decks. Awful mid-game against control decks. You might as well just throw them away because all they're going to do is dig with the tokens and their, you know, Behold the Multiverse, their Memory Deluge, their Faithful Mending. They're going to dig until they get a board wipe. And this guy is not going to do the job for you. But on the curve, Rockstar. It's such a polarizing card. Let me know if you've used it and if you like it. 23 total lands, not running any Field Ruin, not running any Manlands. Manlands are just slower. You could run 1 Haven and 1 Hydra in here. I think that would be totally fine. And maybe I should I'll probably make that change actually. So you should do that as well. 1 Hive, 1 Hydra. I think it probably is good enough. It probably won't slow you down that much. When I play these aggro decks, I don't like anything to influence how you curve out. As the number 1 key in this deck is to just curve right out and destroy your opponent, right? Your job is not to, you know, play Manlands and take over in the middle of the game. You need to curve right out. And so anything that comes in tapped can cause you problems in that curve. Okay, that's it. I had an awful day. The deck is super fun though, and it has just so many fun synergies. So make sure you play it and let me know. And let's get to it. Okay, we are on the play. Ooh, scary, but we can work into it. Very scary with 2 lands. I'm not low in land in here either. I think I got, I'm 1 low. I have 23. But I only have 4 things that have forecasting costs, so it's not bad. This is the top of the curve, right? As you guys know. You watch the intro. Okay, what are we going to do? Okay, so we go Deathbonnet and Shambling Ghast, I think. Hopefully try and get this Champion of the Perished at a range of an early Blizzard Brawl or something. We can get to 3/3, but that's not out of range. Ooh, Faceless Haven. Maybe they're having mana problems. Oh, they get a Sculptor. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we get a Deathcap Glade. So what makes the most sense here? So I played an Undead Butler, of course. That means our Deathbonnet Sprout next turn gets to a 3/3. And then we have a Bloodvial Purveyor. I think we're going to destroy them here. What did they just do? Oh, come on. Really? You know what? That's the first aggro deck I've played against with this deck because of the stupid matchmakers. So this game's staying in. Okay. We're on the draw. That's a decent hand. Yep. We'll curve right out through as long as we get 1 land. So, starting with the Deathbonnet Sprout. Oh, great. We're against Orzov. We got to put heat on him hard here. Now the question is, okay, so we get that. So we go Graf Reaver here, right? Yeah. Yeah, of course we're not doing that. I'm umming more about, should I attack? They block, they get a treasure, but they don't get a Deadly Dispute, right? What's the number one thing they want to do at this? They want to block next turn and Deadly Dispute, right? But also I want cards, so I'm not going to attack. I want cards in the graveyard for Egon. Otherwise I would do it. Because the number one thing they want to do is they want to sacrifice this little fool. Right? And it's almost always to a Deadly Dispute. So I guess we're going to curve out into Egon here. How many cards do we have? We only have 2 cards in there, though. It's pretty risky, but we'll attack with the Graf Reaver. And we'll get cards in our graveyard by doing it. And if they get to a board wipe or something, it is what it is. So we get to keep our Deathbonnet Sprout, which mills us another card. And then we just got to get another card into the graveyard next turn. Whatever that is. We've already gotten too much land. 3 Shambling Ghasts? Really? Yeah. Deathbonnet Sprout first. Yeah, we just grab lands, right? They're all lands, so it doesn't really matter. So what do we do here? So we have 1 more turn, right? Do I play my Bloodvial Purveyor, or am I just going to get wiped here? I'm going to get wiped. This is enough pressure. This right here is enough pressure. Okay. So maybe they kill the Deathbonnet. If they do, that's fine. Okay, so let's play our Deathcap Glade. We only have one card in the graveyard right now. We will have two. Deathbonnet goes first. Do we want to play the Graf Reaver? I think we do. I guess we could have saved it for a Planeswalker, maybe? I don't know. It's pretty close. They have enough to wipe with a Doomscar or whatever else they need. Yeah, they pretty much have whatever they need, right? They blood on the snow. Okay. Yeah. Maybe playing that is a little early, but I want to have a 2-turn clock on them, right? Like, they only have 2 cards in hand, but today I guarantee you they have it. I am guaranteeing you that they have something to deal with this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They need 1 more mana to do a board wipe with blood on, or with Meat Hook Massacre. There you go. Guaranteed. 2 cards. This is all I've played this day, except for 1 mono green matchup, is Black Control. Infernal Grasp, Meat Hook Massacre, Blood on the Snow, Lolth, Professor Onyx, and everything else. And I'm just going to concede. The matchmaker's just shoving me up against mono black control all day long. It's just insane. Okay. Just a ridiculously annoying hand, but okay, whatever. I think I'll probably play Egon first. Play one of them first. Or maybe it's better because it's potentially mono white to go champion here and then Shambling Ghast into a Bloodchief to slow him right down. That may be the play right now. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's exactly the play. And our third Egon. Thank you, Shuffler. Thank you for doing such a good job of diversifying what I get. Just been an absolute joke today. An insane joke that I don't find funny at all. Elite Spellbinder, go ahead. Take my Fell Stinger. You know that's what they're taking. It's the only thing that makes sense. They're taking it. Just make your decision here, you tart. I can't say that. I was gonna say something I'm not allowed to say anymore. Just take it. Like what? I literally can only play 2 Egons. Figure it out. Here, let me tell you. It's this one. I am so salty. The salt levels, and they take an Egon. This person is completely clueless. Maybe they have a second Spellbinder, right? So I should play. Yeah, I can't though. It'll just die. So we're just gonna go like this. So if they take my other Egon, well, them's the ropes. Instead they play that, they take that, okay. And we get 1 mana from it. I actually get some green. That's kind of nice. How many cards do I have in there? I only have 2 cards in there. So I can play a Graf Reaver and Blizzard Brawl this and just keep putting the heat on them. And play one of these to start milling cards. That's what we're doing. Blizzard Brawl you. Give me my 1/1. And then play an Egon for the throne. And we should be able to overwhelm them hopefully here because this is going to give us card advantage too. And we can play an Egon here. Although I'm sure they'll have an answer for it. Let's see there. Brutal Cathar. And what? A monk? And a code? Who's still running Code Spell Cleric? What kind of insanity is this? Fairly ridiculous. Okay, so let's how many cards do I have in here? I have enough. So I think we just go like this, right? Put the heat on them. They only have 1 card left in hand. We can start drawing cards. We're milling. We're going to mill here. This can bring back a card. I don't think they're going to have a chance against us. I mean, a 6/6 early on is pretty good. Okay. Still can't attack. Mill a card, yep. Choose 2, land and Shambling Ghast. No, I should have taken the Bloodchiefs. Oops, that's okay. Okay, so I can Undead Butler here. We can start just outvaluing them here. That's why I'm willing to trade my Graf Reaver. Also, it's doing damage to us. And then I'm going to start drawing cards too. How many do I have in here? I got lots. Start drawing cards and we'll just outvalue them. They get a Luminarch. Not going to be enough. Oh, 2 is not bad. But we do have another Egon here too, right? It's pretty good for their last 2 cards. Yeah, land and a Blizzard Brawl. Land is not what we need. How many lands have we gotten already? Like 8 or something? It's quite a few. Okay, let's go Swamp. We definitely want a Shambling Ghast here, right? What's actually in here? I don't really want to attack with the Undead Butler because then they just block with the Intrepid. Even though I get a creature back, I don't think it's actually good. Okay. Let's play a Ghast here. Let's draw a card first, actually. We're going to get rid of the Undead Butler in there, actually. Okay, Bloodvial Purveyor is good. Can't quite play it, but that could be the difference between us winning and losing the game. Oh, really? That's their top deck? That's just how it is lately. That's like, it couldn't be a land. It couldn't be a land. No, they have to have some heroic top deck to deal with me perfectly. To stop me from getting a flyer, they get their own flyer. My God, I am so sick of my luck lately. It's so tilting. And then I get a Shambling Ghast. Thanks. Yeah, now I can't do half of the stuff I want to do. Yeah, I don't want to do that because then they just block with the Intrepid. I'm so salty today. It's crazy. Like, you just can't even believe the things that have happened to me today. People constantly top decking me to save their lives. Constantly. Like, that is pretty much one of the best cards they could have had. There's nothing else in here that's better for them. Nothing. Maybe another Intrepid is just as good. They decide to switch it out, and I'll just play another one. Now their creatures get weaker. Finally, they get a land, so I can stop complaining like a savage whiner. We're at 33 cards. How many are in there? Lots are still in there. Another 6/6. With Death Touch. And what do we want? We probably want another Ghast here, right? We'll play the Geist afterwards. Although, you know what? The Geist would have kept getting tougher, I guess, but... now I want to do this, right? I can go grab a Fell Stinger. Yeah, that's the right play now. Because I want them to die. Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's go get our Fell Stinger. And we'll get to draw some cards. And we'll... Their Luminarch will be able to stay alive, but it means they won't be able to pump up their Spellbinder. They get a Clarion Spirit. Why wouldn't they wait so they could double spell? I guess they think maybe they're going to die here. Fair enough. And they don't. Okay. I don't think this person is really thinking about what they're doing. Okay. So the play is Fell Stinger. Kill the Luminarch Aspirant, right? Yes. What are they at? They're at 10. I don't want them to draw cards. I'm still going to draw the cards. Yeah, they're done. Okay, we're on the play. It's a pretty good hand. Champion first, I guess. Because then if I curve out into some zombies, I can have some really tough champions here if they can't deal with them. We'll see. I'm sure it's mono black control. It always is against this deck. Every time. Every single time it's mono black control. Every single time. I mean, it's completely insane. I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, all I've played today is mono black control. Except for 2 games. That's it. I've had to test this deck in over 20 games because I'm trying to figure out if it's actually really good or not. I believe it should be very strong. You can build a very strong board, except all I get is mono black control all day long. Like, or I get land flooded or whatever, you know, like Undead Butler was kind of what we wanted, wasn't it? Shambling Ghast is okay. See what they do. Okay. They can nuke the whole board except for the Champion of the Perished here with a 1-point meat hook, which they're going to do. I will guarantee it right now. 1-point meat hook. They're thinking about, should I do it for 1? Oh my god, what is happening? Shuffler just wants to make a liar out of me. That's cool. I guess we attack with these three. I think that's fine. We have a fairly large advantage now. With Egon. They can't wipe the board on us until we do something else, right? Until they get more mana. Okay. Did they not get mana? Does my opponent actually have mana problems? I don't believe it. Okay, they're clearly in dire circumstances here. Okay, whatever. We can get our Skyclave Shade back if we get a land next turn. Not what I actually want, but I mean, I guess I can get a kicked Skyclave Shade if that happens. 3, 4, 5, 6. They're at 10. They have 3 mana. What are they going to do? Are they going to pull Path of Exile? I can't tell you how many times people have Path of Exiled me today. Okay, yeah, we get treasure. Yay. I have to do something next turn or we kill him. They get 4 mana. They get a Champion of the Perished. And they can play this fool to buy some time. They're going to buy quite a bit of time that way, actually. Lands. We want to keep as many creatures in there as we can. We get a Graf Reaver, which is actually pretty good for us. I almost want to exploit the stupid Undead Butler. Whatever, we'll let them kill it if they want. Then I can get another creature back. My opponents they have 9 lives today. It is crazy. I can have them in the worst position possible. They will have some sort of answer. Always. Every single time. Somehow they will have an answer here. So they get 2 blockers back. Yeah, they're going to make it. I guarantee it. They're going to pick up 2 lands and do a Blood on the Snow or something. That's just how I feel today. Like it's one of those things, right? Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. I can still just attack with everybody. Couple ghasts, I guess. We get another ghast. Good lord. Keep pumping the Champion of the Perished up. Go for the kill. I mean, we can't kill them, but we are going for the kill. Six there, yeah, fair enough. How many cards do we have left? We still have a few turns with Egon. Okay. We go grab a card, right? How many cards are they going to draw from this? Let's see. Oh, a land. Okay. Land. Oh, my opponent's getting unlucky. Christmas Miracle. Probably Deathbonnet Sprout to keep Egon alive just in case. And we can play it. They're at 5 mana. Land and Blood on the Snow. It's a good deck with the Headless Horseman and stuff. Wipe your own board and just get a ton of tokens back. Very good. Okay, so they block 5. They block 6. We have 5 damage on board. They get another Archghoul of Thraben. Yep. It's a good trigger order. Let's get these two. Okay, that gets us our shade back pumped up too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna block 3, right? So we're gonna block the 5 and the 6, right? And 3. Maybe I save the land to grab the Skyclave Shade after. Very close here, I think. I can keep it and keep Egon alive. I think I'm going to keep the Shade back. They've been pretty unlucky too this game with lands. Lands on the Archghoul of Thraben. They get a Jadar. They get 1 Shambling Ghast. Okay. What else do they get? Okay, so they get 1 Shambling Ghast. Do I want to play? I don't think so. Even, okay, so they get 3, if they get 3 blockers out though, they live, right? They play a Shambling Ghast and 1 other thing. Nah, they don't though. They only get 2 blockers out. Because they need all but 1 mana to run this Faceless Haven. Pretty close, but I think I'd rather survive a board wipe. There we go. We're going to do that. They still need to draw a land to have a board wipe too, right? And they did throw away all their lands, so let's see what they can actually come up with here. They need 3 blockers. I've been so salty this game. I'm sorry. Just whining like a child. But you know, I have a busy life. I have wife and a kids, and it's very frustrating when I build a deck I know is good, but I can't test it against most decks because the shuffler just keeps shoving me up against the same deck all day long. Like, I don't understand how it gets in these ruts. Like, it's a massive design flaw. If they have two more little creatures here, they get a Fell Stinger. They get to exploit and what? Do nothing. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So we attack with everybody. They block. They take 4, right? They have 1 mana. What can they do? Who knows? I don't think anything, but today I just don't have any faith in anything. Did it. Christmas miracle. Okay, we're on the play. It's a pretty good hand. Let's see if we're against mono black control again. Probably not with that avatar. Probably some sort of legendary situation, right? I guess we're going black here. I think we prep for Egon instead of playing a champion of the perished. Better to start getting some cards in the graveyard than to have a 1/1 when we don't have any other zombies. That was a land we could have used, but that's actually very good so we don't land flood here. And I guess we're going to go champion of the perished. Really much else to do. I just feel like this is a really good combo. We can go Deathbonnet Sprout into like Graf Reaver into an Egon. We can go Deathbonnet Sprout into we're gonna go Graf Reaver first here, I think. I only have 2 cards in there, so I'm a little bit worried. I want to force them to kill something here first. And get just a little bit more insurance in the graveyard so we don't run out of gas. And we're against mono black again. Just all day long. Shove me up against the wall with mono black. Like, hardly any blue or red or anything. Like, this is supposed to be good against, like, Izzet turns because it's really fast and it puts a lot of pressure on the board. And it has big creatures early on, which can't be killed by burn down the house, can't be killed by, what's the saga that does 4 damage? Battle of Frost and Fire. Can't be killed by Thundering Rebuke or any of those things. Dragon's Fire even can't get it. Like, and yet I can't get a single game like that today. Not a single one. Let's see what happens here first. They take the damage. Okay. So we play a land and we play an Egon. And if they get it, hey, they get it. They divide it. That's not the worst thing that could happen. What are they running here? They got a hive. I hate that hive art, by the way. Guess that's a personal taste thing, but I think it's gross. It looks so cheesy. I don't know. I like the cards that move. Kind of have a little motion to them. It's pretty dope. Okay, what are they going to do? They're looking at our guys. They Nighthawk Scavenger. Okay. And they have a Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. So what do we do here? We get a land. Oh, we have our Shade. We could Shade and play an Egon and then kill their Nighthawk Scavenger next turn. Right? That's probably pretty good. I don't want to kick it. I'd rather just do this. No attacks. Let's see, 3. And if they want to attack with it, they can, but I don't think they will. Unless they can kill Egon. Path of Peril can't get it. And they don't even have any white, but they don't need it for the 2 mana part. Today I got unloaded on by multiple Shadows Verdicts too. The card sees like almost no play on ladder on average. Like I haven't seen a Shadows Verdict for months before I played this deck. And they have another one. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, I'm gonna Blizzard Brawl my Skyclave Shade to their Nighthawk Scavenger. And I'm gonna play an Egon. Okay, we get another Skyclave Shade, so let's go like this. Okay. Then we are going to a Blizzard Brawl, because I don't want to wait to get my Egon out again. And we can always get it back. And then we're going to play an Egon here. And pass the turn. Your go. They probably aren't running Blood on the Snow. They can play this to grab a little bit of defense. If we get a land, we can play out 2 Skyclave Shades, and we can Bloodchief's Thirst one of their little guys to get some damage in if that's what we want to do. They get a Haggard Mauling. Okay. And we get a land. Okay. That's fine. They can 3-point meat hook anyways. So if we get meat hooked, we get meat hooked, right? No point in kicking one. They can play their pest summoning here too, I guess. How many cards in the graveyard? Quite a few. They get a Sedgemoor Witch and pest summoning. Okay, that's pretty good. We can start drawing cards too. So I think we get rid of the Sedgemoor right off the bat here. Yes. Okay. And we can play a Deathbonnet Sprout. And I think we just have to keep putting the heat on them here, right? This is going to turn into a 3-3. And they're going to block, and that's fine. We know where they're all going to die. A land brings them all back, right? They only have 3 cards in hand. So we have to keep putting the pressure on. That's what this deck does. This deck is not... We can't just sit back and wait. We have no way to wipe all 3. We just don't. Okay. So no spell tonight flips it to a 4-4 lifelinker. Got to remember that. We can start drawing quite a few cards now to just try and overwhelm them. Yeah, they're gonna probably wipe here, right? What else would they actually play? They don't have any buff spells here, I don't think. They can 1-point meat hook now to get both. If they do, then whatever. Yeah. Another Path of Peril. Card that just like never saw hardly in ladder at all, and now I just get it constantly. Draw a card and start getting rid of creatures. Not those. Undead Butlers can go. Okay. Deathbonnet Sprout and a Willow Geist. And then the Willow Geist starts getting tougher every turn. So let's see what they have. Yeah. And if they want to flip it, they have to no spell here. And that's what they do. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Mill a card. Deathbonnet Sprout gets pumped up. We get an Egon. 2/3. Okay. And then we're going to draw a card so we can buff up our Willow Geist. Do we have a Shambler in here or something? I guess Champion can go. They hold us off for this turn. We get to draw a card too. No attacks. Makes no sense. They can do a 5-point meat hook now. They can attack with their Hive, which they won't. They can attack with their Leeching Lurker, which they also won't. Crippling Fear, okay. So they killed both of these. Couldn't they have gone Leech? I'm a little confused right now. It does not seem like a... It does not really seem like the right move to me. When it becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it. When it does... Okay. Alrighty then. Very interesting, I guess. Our Deathbonnet Hulk is going to go up as well now. We got quite a few cards in here, so we're good. We have 32 cards left. Yes, that is the correct order. Okay, mill a card, another Bloodvial Purveyor. Exile a card if it's a creature card. So let's get a Sedgemoor here, right? I think Sedgemoor or Nighthawk Scavenger. Sedgemoor is going to be the best. Exile a swamp. What else do we have here? Another swamp. We get a Necroblossom Snarl, which is actually pretty good. So we play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll be at 7. We could bring back 2 of our shades, which is pretty darn good. And yes. Oh, we can. It comes in tapped. I get either 1 pumped up. I think we're just going to go 1 pumped up here. Why? Why though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could really play 1. I'll play 2 and then I'll Fell Stinger next turn. Double spell stays on day. Let's see if they have the miracle board wipe for me. What do you got? You have a mascot? A mascot will help them. Yep. Totally fine. We're at 11. They have... yeah, that's fine. They have 9 on board. Let's go and get their Nighthawk Scavenger. And we want lands if we've got them. 1 here. And a Blizzard Brawl. Okay. We have a Graf Reaver now as well. So, I think we still have to attack with everybody here, right? We still have 2 creatures to play out as well. They don't know that. And we're going to keep it day so this doesn't transform. They're going to take 14. We're going to play out 2 creatures, which is going to keep us alive. They're gambling here, so they don't have a wipe in their hand. We're just going to Fell Stinger and kill them. Fell Stinger for the win. Bang.